Happy Thankful Thursday, everybody! Oh my goodness, I'm so excited because this is our first Thankful Thursday episode for this year. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a blessed 2025 and I hope that you are all ready to face a new year. And speaking of new year, alam na natin yan, new year, new beginning. And another thing about New Year's, para siyang fresh start or like new hope, new chances to what? I don't know, to start a new thing, to start a new habit, to probably even finish what you have started last year. I don't know. But just like me, actually, grabe na miss ko to kasi it has been a really long while since we had a Thankful Thursday episode. But, you know, life happens and we're here and that's something to be thankful for, right? And one thing that I want to focus on this episode for our first episode of the year is to thank God for the things that we haven't seen yet. Wow, right? Kasi sino ba sa atin na nakaalam what the future holds, right? No one. But that's the thing about faith. That's the beauty of faith. Faith in the Lord. Because even when you don't see it yet, you can thank Him already. Just like Philippians 4:6, ano ang sabi doon? By prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. So anong sabi? By prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. You're still asking for it, but you're already thanking God for it. Thanking Him in advance. That's our theme for this episode. Yes, 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 yes. So, one more thing that I remembered. Even Jesus thanked His Father in advance. When? How? Where in the Bible did that happen? Remember when Jesus rose Lazarus from the dead? In John chapter 11, verse 41, He thanked His Father in advance. Even before Lazarus came back to life, He already thanked His Father. He said, Father, thank you, for you have heard my prayer, in verse 41. So that's what we're doing today. We are thanking God in advance for the things we have not seen yet. First off, I want to thank God for how He will carry me through this year. It's going to be an amazing year and I already thank God for an amazing year ahead. I thank Him for the battles that we will be winning this year not because we are good, not because we are able to win the battles in our own strength, but because God is fighting the battles for us. So I thank God for that. I thank Him for the healing that's coming this year. There are parts in my body that needs healing. There's parts in my heart that needs healing. Even my spirit needs healing in some parts of it. And I already thank God for the healing that's coming for all those parts that need healing. And I also want to thank God for the breakthroughs that will come this year. And even the breakthroughs that will not come this year, I thank God because He will let me endure still. You know, the pains, the anxieties that come with, you know, patiently waiting for the breakthrough. I already thank Him for the strength to endure all of those. I thank Him for the joy of new hope. There's really new hope that comes with New Year's, right? And I thank Him for that, for just remaining joyful in every season. And speaking of season, I praise God and thank God for new seasons this year. I don't know what kind of seasons that we'll be facing this year, what kind of seasons that we're entering this year, but we're thanking God in advance. What else? I thank God for His mercies that are new every morning. I experience His mercies every single day for the last 365 days in 2025. And He will do the same this year. His mercies are new every morning. So He will show us mercy. He will show us mercy. If you feel like it's so heavy, if you feel like it's so draining and exhausting and tiring, and you feel like that there's no light in your tunnel, the tunnel that you're in, His mercies are new every morning. And I also want to thank God for the miracles that He will surprise us with this year. I want to thank God for how He will open doors for us this year that will birth into us hope and like answered prayers and miracles and blessings. But I also want to thank God for closed doors, because closed doors can be protection from the Lord, right? So if there's any closed door this year, I thank God for it. I thank God because His hand is over it. I also want to thank God for answered prayers that we have been waiting for so long. I don't know how He will answer it, what the answers will be, but I thank God for it. But I also want to thank God for the unanswered prayers, because it will build character. And that's what matters to God, our character shaping. He wants to shape our character. He wants to mold us into Christ-likeness every single day of this year. So if there's anything that will get in the way, I hope that we see it as God shaping our character. If it's patience, then I pray that we will be patient. If gratitude, then I hope we carry out thankful heart. Thank God also for new good habits that we will be able to build this year, because we're done with the old bad habits. Enough. We are getting rid of those this year by God's grace, and I already thank God for the conviction to overcome old habits, especially the bad ones. I also want to thank God. I'm not sure if I'm just babbling here, but I just really want to thank God in advance for so many things this year. I want to thank Him for maturity, spiritual maturity this year, how He will take us deeper into our faith this year. I want to thank Him for how He will continue to transform us into His image and likeness, how He will cause us to be bolder even in our faith this year, that we will not be ashamed of the gospel. I thank God for how He will use me to share His word, to share His truth, to share light to other people who might be lost, who might be hopeless, who might be helpless, who might be looking for answers. And we don't know, one video at a time, and God will answer. God will show the way to the people who are looking for direction. And I thank God for how He will guard our hearts this year, that He will guard our hearts from things that will hinder us from fully taking the path that God has prepared before us. I pray that God will guard us and guard our hearts from going astray again and again and again. I pray that God will just carry us through over and over and over this year, day after day after day. He will renew us. He will renew our spirits this year, though our flesh may fail, though our flesh may be exhausted, and this year our flesh might experience sicknesses, diseases. I don't know how our bodies will go through changes this year, but one thing is for sure: God will renew us day after day after day. I'm also even thankful for new friendships that we will be building this year. I don't know who I will be meeting this year, organic man yan or not, but I'm really thankful already for the wonderful people that we will be meeting this year. I pray that these friendships, these relationships will, carry beautiful stories, beautiful testimonies, beautiful encouragements. It will be friendships that will be like an iron sharpening another iron. And I thank God already for how these friendships will change us for the better, and how God will also use us in these friendships, in these circles, that God will use us as an encouragement to other people, that God will use us as an inspiration, as a testimony, as a living hope to other people, you know, because Jesus is in us, who is our living hope, then we too can be living testimonies for other people. And I praise God even for the ordinary days this year. I praise God for the meals that He will be putting on our table. I praise God for how He will clothe us this year. I praise God for how He will quench our thirst this year, how He will provide water when we are thirsty, for how He will strengthen us to do our work, our daily work this year. In the mundane things, I praise God in advance for how He will strengthen us to do what He asks us to do. Yes, this year I thank God in advance for who we are becoming. I thank God. I thank God because this year, more than anything and more than anyone, Jesus is with us. And that is a wonderful, wonderful promise. So, yeah, I hope that's encouraging you to thank God in advance for the things that you are still hopeful for the things that you are still praying for, asking God for, I don't know. But I pray that you too right now will make time to just pause, sit down, and thank God in advance. I don't know what that is that's in your heart right now, but let me ask you this. What is one thing that you're praying for that you can start thanking God already today? I hope that you can leave in the comment section below the things that you want to thank God already today, because I would love to thank God with you on those things. And I guess that's it for our first episode of Thankful Thursdays Year 2. This has been me, Molding Clay, reminding you to always be thankful to our Master Potter. Bye guys!